Ever found yourself staring at your bank balance a few days before payday and a cold sweat starts to break out? Bills are looming, unexpected expenses pop up, and you're thinking, how am I going to cover this? We've all been there. It's a stressful situation, and one of the first things that crosses your mind is, does my bank offer an overdraft? Today, we're diving deep into that very question, specifically focusing on Starling Bank. Does Starling Bank offer overdrafts? That's what we're going to uncover. Now, before we jump straight into Starling, let's quickly recap what an overdraft actually is. In simple terms, an overdraft is a form of borrowing that allows you to withdraw more money from your current account than you actually have in it. It acts as a safety net, a short-term loan that can tide you over until your next paycheck or when funds become available. Overdrafts come with a few key features. Firstly, they usually have an agreed-upon limit. This is the maximum amount you can overdraw your account. Secondly, they usually incur interest charges, often daily, which can add up if you're consistently in your overdraft. And finally, they can affect your credit score if not managed responsibly. So, why are overdrafts important? Well, they provide a buffer against unexpected costs. Imagine your car breaks down, or your washing machine decides to give up the ghost. These unplanned expenses can throw your budget into disarray. An overdraft can provide a temporary solution, allowing you to cover the cost and avoid late payment fees or further financial difficulties. However, it's crucial to remember that overdrafts are not free money. They are a form of borrowing, and it's essential to use them responsibly. Regularly relying on an overdraft can lead to a cycle of debt, so it's vital to have a plan to repay any overdrawn amount as quickly as possible. Now, let's bring our focus back to Starling Bank. Starling is a digital-only bank that has gained significant popularity in recent years, known for its user-friendly app and innovative features. But does it offer the crucial safety net of an overdraft? The short answer is yes, Starling Bank does offer overdrafts. But, as with anything financial, there are details to consider. Starling doesn't offer a one-size-fits-all overdraft. Instead, they offer what they call a flexible overdraft. This means that the amount you can borrow and the interest rate you'll pay are personalized based on your individual circumstances. So, how does Starling determine your overdraft limit and interest rate? They take into account several factors, including your credit history, your income, and how you manage your Starling account. This approach allows them to offer overdrafts that are tailored to your specific financial situation, which can be beneficial. To find out if you're eligible for an overdraft with Starling and what your personalized limit and interest rate would be, you need to apply through the Starling app. The application process is usually quick and straightforward. Starling will then perform a credit check and assess your financial profile to determine your eligibility and the terms of your overdraft. It's important to note a few key things about Starling's overdrafts. Firstly, they don't charge any monthly fees for having an overdraft facility in place. You only pay interest on the amount you actually borrow and for the days you're in your overdraft. This can be a significant advantage compared to some traditional banks that charge monthly fees regardless of whether you use the overdraft or not. Secondly, Starling provides clear and transparent information about your overdraft usage and charges within the app. You can easily track how much you've borrowed, how much interest you've accrued, and when your next payment is due. This transparency helps you stay in control of your finances and avoid any unexpected surprises. Thirdly, Starling allows you to manage your overdraft directly through the app. You can increase or decrease your overdraft limit, subject to approval, and you can also make payments towards your overdraft balance at any time. This flexibility gives you greater control over your borrowing and allows you to manage your finances effectively. So, to summarize, Starling Bank does offer overdrafts. They offer a flexible overdraft facility that is personalized based on your individual circumstances. There are no monthly fees for having an overdraft, and you only pay interest on the amount you borrow. The application process is simple and can be done through the Starling app. Now, you might be wondering, how does Starling's overdraft offering compare to other banks? Well, it's always a good idea to compare different options before making a decision. Some banks offer interest-free overdraft buffers, which can be advantageous for small, short-term borrowing. However, these buffers are usually limited, and interest rates can be high once you exceed the buffer. Starling's personalized approach can be beneficial for those who need a larger overdraft or who have a less-than-perfect credit history. The absence of monthly fees is also a significant advantage. Ultimately, the best overdraft for you will depend on your individual needs and financial situation. It's crucial to remember that an overdraft should be used as a short-term solution, not a long-term financial strategy. If you find yourself consistently relying on an overdraft, it's essential to review your budget and look for ways to improve your financial situation. Using an overdraft responsibly means understanding the terms and conditions, tracking your usage, and making timely repayments. It's also important to avoid relying on an overdraft for non-essential purchases. Using it for emergencies or unexpected expenses is generally a more prudent approach. So, we've covered a lot today. We've defined what an overdraft is, discussed its importance, and delved into Starling Bank's overdraft offering. We've also touched on how to use an overdraft responsibly and the importance of comparing different options. Hopefully, this video has provided you with a clear understanding of whether Starling Bank offers overdrafts and how their system works. Remember, it's always important to do your own research and compare different options before making any financial decisions. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.